How's it going, everyone? We're waiting on Kipp here. So, hi. Come on, Kipp. Waiting on you, buddy. Oh, there you are. You hear me?
All right. I don't know if it even banned him. I don't know if that helps.
I don't know what that was. That's the first time I come across
Yeah,
something like
you can
that.
just go back live again and we'll see. If we have to, we'll just have to end
Oh,
the
we're
chat
live right
and do
now.
something. Huh?
We're live right now.
Okay.
My bad. My
Hey,
bad.
everybody. All right, let me go to the comments.
All right. There's nobody in the comments right now. Well, besides Beverly, and don't know what that means. Don't know what that means,
The
Beverly.
only
I'm
thing
sorry.
is now we lost all of our great comments that we had. So if people jump back in, maybe they can ask questions.
Yeah, if people jump back in, and let me put this in the chat. I'm gonna say, uh,
Hold on. Oh, I'm not streaming on my channel. Hold on, I'm fitting to start streaming on my channel.
oh, okay. But Jesse J asked how my sleep is now that you've started carnivore. Um, yeah, honestly, I still have sleep apnea, so it's like, it's not great, but it's the best I can get it. I've been trying out the hostage tape, which just is a tape that goes over your mouth, keeps you from mouth breathing in your sleep. Um, I feel like it's been helping. I feel like it's been helping. So I'm gonna do a video about that too. By the way, it's been about 2 weeks since I started doing that. I got like a 3 month supply. So, like I said, I'll make a video for it. Chase, come here, come here.
So did you get the comments back or did no, these are new comments, right?
Yeah, these are new comments. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Say hi,
Yeah,
Chase.
my I have two dogs too. I have a two golden retrievers, Samson and Reese.
Yeah. I saw one of them that was in the that was in your Shirley video that I clipped in my intro. So Paula Simmons,
Yeah,
what is your opinion?
everybody, if you had hit the like button before, hit the like button again because we had a bad spammer that we couldn't figure out how to get the person out of the chat. So hit the like button again if you would and help us out. We're sorry that we had to end the we had to end the chat like that and bring everything back up. Go ahead and
Yeah.
read that question.
Uh, Pamela Simmons question: what is your opinion on kids doing carnivore? The kids I study, uh, the more I study this diet, the more I feel convinced about my kids eating, convicted about my kids eating sad diet. What are your thoughts? Uh, you mean convinced about getting them off the sad diet? I'm not quite sure if I understand that, but in my opinion, like I don't have any kids. I know Kip has a little girl, but I would want my kid on carnivore at least like 75, 80% carnivore whenever I have a kid. Um, Man, the sad diet is so like nutritionally devoid that I feel like I'd be doing my kid a disservice by having them eat that crap. You know what I mean? What about you, Kip? What's going on with your little girl?
Um, I think it's best if your kid ate this way But, I mean, so, like, if both parents are, like, in agreement and things like that, then sure, but, I'm carnivore and my wife, she's not carnivore, so we kinda compromise some, and, we don't just give her, like, donuts and all that stuff all the time. I mean, there's sometimes where she has food like that, but we try to make more, like, meat for her, and she eats more vegetables and things like that. Sometimes she'll eat McDonald's chicken nuggets and french fries, though. I mean, most kids do, but she doesn't. She eats pretty clean. Like, I mean, if it was all 100% my way, then yeah, she would probably be just carnivore or at least ketovore, where she was eating like a little bit of salad and meat.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's kind of a compromise that me and my wife have come to. But I mean, if you can get your kids to be carnivore, then that's awesome. More power to you. But
Yeah,
there's two people in a relationship, and we have to respect each other.
yeah, exactly. You have to it has to be a mutual thing. Um, I was going to comment on that more, but that thought escaped me.
Huh.
but
John Gugahan said that Kerry had that same spammer on his live the other night, and he was eventually able to ban him. I need to talk to Kerry later and figure out what he done, because I feel like I was doing something wrong. I haven't seen him in this chat so far, so hopefully by leaving and coming back in, he's actually banned. I don't know. It should have kept him out when I hit ban the first time.
yeah, I don't understand what happened. But Pamela Simmons, again, my dreams have been pretty hot since starting carnivore, and I don't get it. Um, for me, man, like I I've never really been much of a dreamer. Like it's kind of odd. I don't dream all that much, but yeah, since starting carnivore, dreams have been a little bit more than usual, happening for me a little bit more than usual. And to be honest, I've had a bit of a dry spell in the love world, so those dreams kind of happen.
Um, seeing a couple questions come in here.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good one. Ah,
Uh,
here's a good one for you. Another one for Pamela Sims. Man, you're asking all the great questions. Going on vacation Friday and super nervous about eating. We have always been foodies, and our food is and our joy is in finding unique eateries to test out. Yikes! I bring that up because you went on your cruise and were able to stay carnivore, so you might be able to speak to that pretty good. And well, I'm always on the road, so but
Yeah, just try to be as careful as you can with any sauces or anything like that. Like if you're going on a cruise, like you kind of stuck out in the water and you kind of get what they got, but you try to, eat the more like hamburgers, bunless, and things like that, and baked chicken. And I mean, I was eating processed deli meat and I had cheese on the cruise. I've learned since that cheese doesn't do very well for me. But the other day we were in Gulf Shores at the beach. We were down there 2 days this past week, and I just try to find when I go places now. I used to try to find like who had the most bizarre meal, like who had the burger with the donut on it, and who had the some crazy gooey fries or something. And now I try to find places that have uh you know who has the best steak, or who has the best shrimp, or who's got really good surf and turf stuff, or things like that, to where I can enjoy a good meal but it still be carnivore. And yes, whenever you're out and about and you go to a restaurant, there may be something that has some type of oil in it that you don't like, and in a perfect world you don't want that. You want to you want to limit all those oils, but sometimes when you're out traveling or on a trip, I mean, it's hard to avoid everything.
yeah, yeah. And like I said before, you're really beholden to. Well, I'm really beholden to like what's available to me on the road. Um, my truck just turned back on. Do you hear any road no or background noise, or are we good?
You're good, man. I mean, I heard something, but it's not like it wasn't affecting me at all, so keep going.
Okay. Well, John wants to know if you're growing a beard.
No, I'm just this is just when I'm lazy and I haven't shaved. We like I said, I haven't been at the house this past week. We just got back at the house yesterday and like after we unpacked and cleaned up some, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna hop on a quick live chat." And that live chat yesterday was like I asked my wife, "Hey, is it cool if I go live chat right now?" I made a thumbnail, hopped on there and we went. Or I went and it was just a spur of the moment thing, but I haven't had a chance. Well, I mean, I've had a chance. I've just been lazy and not shaved, but I got to go back to work tomorrow, so I'll probably shave it up and clean it up before I go back to work.
All right. Pamela again wants to know if we take any supplements. She takes iodine, but curious what other carnivores incorporate. I take Element T with like one or two of the Blue Gauze iodine drops and mix it up between 4 water bottles and usually drink that throughout the day.
Yeah. I
I don't
I
take.
wanna try the Element. I actually put some on my wish list not long ago. Yeah, anybody rich wanna send some Element? Come on. But I'm wanting to try Element at some point, but as far as supplements, the only thing that I take, what is it? Vitamin D3 with K2. I take that, and that's pretty much it. Like, um I can't think of anything else that I take. I just take vitamin D3 and it's like this little liquid stuff. I was actually watching Ferrigno Freedom's channel and he was talking about it and I was like, man, uh I mean, when hearing him talk about it, I was like, that's a good idea because I've always been low in vitamin D. So, my doctor had been giving me like vitamin D2, and I had been doing research and found out that vitamin D3 is a better option. And I know you can get vitamin D from the sun, but I'm not in the sun quite enough to get it. So, I've been taking vitamin D3, and so far it has pulled my vitamin D levels up. I still need them to be a little bit higher, but they're headed in a better direction than they used to be.
Yeah, yeah. I don't take any supplements like that. Um, just being in the truck, and I get. I mean, you can see like my freaking tan, where it's my face and my my left arm, and that's pretty much it. But I was pretty sure I get enough sun throughout the day just driving. But
Yeah.
Beverly Finch said Ready Set Keto closed their channel today, maybe temporarily because of nasty comments. I would say don't let people like that bother you, but then I don't have to deal with it myself. Um, I hope I hope they're not like permanent.
Yeah, I hope they're not either because like I've started watching their channel like a while back and like I like their videos and so I hope well first off I hope everything's okay. Like I hope that like everything's good with them and I hope that they'll be back soon. Hopefully everything will be all right with that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
So
whenever you're trying to grow a YouTube channel, just like tonight for people that were in the first chat, like you have to deal with a lot of different things, and we just have to learn to let it fall off our back the best we can, and not let it bother us. Because I mean, 90% of what you get is just genuine people, like the people in this chat. But then every now and then, there's always that one that just tries to spoil it for everybody.
yeah, yeah. Like the way I see it, we're carnivores on the internet. We're gonna get some backlash.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Addicted to Antlers wants to know if Kip, if do you smoke any meat this weekend? Hope you haven't already answered that question earlier.
The only thing I've smoked this weekend is I smoked 15 pounds of wings because whenever we made it back in to my father-in-law's house Friday evening and from Gulf Shores, the beach, and so we stayed at their house that night, and then Saturday morning, I got up and I smoked wings for everybody. And then some of them that wanted sauce, they had their sauce on the side. Like some of them wanted like a teriyaki sauce, and then some of them wanted garlic parmesan wings. So we had that option, but when I smoked all 15 pounds, I left them with just dry rub on them, and that's pretty much what I had. I had that actually. I had some leftover wings for lunch today. That's pretty much all I've had. And then once we get off the chat, I have a big juicy ribeye that I'm gonna eat tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish off the rest of that London that cut that I was telling you about. Um, on that subject, there was one question that I had for you. Um,
Okay.
before you went carnivore, um, did you feel like guilty about your barbecue? Like, did you think that that was the reason you were overweight? And I'm sure I know the answer to this, but after going carnivore, how is your relationship with your hobby of smoking meats and barbecuing? How has that changed?
Um, I mean, it contributed to my weight issues for sure because whenever you're a carb and a sugar addict, because I used to smoke all kind of things that weren't just meat. Like I used to smoke cookies. Like, I would take cookies and put them in the smoker, and they were incredible. And, I've smoked, like, apple pies, probably pecan pie, different pies in the smoker, and they were incredible, but
That sounds
and
good.
then I would use all these different rubs, like, with tons of brown sugar in it, and I would use, like, all kinda different sauces, like, I used to make ham that, I would put, like a spicy habanero glaze on it or something, or use like blue raspberry barbecue glaze on the ham and all this different stuff that I used to do. And so now looking back, I wish I wouldn't have done that because um it was part of what was affecting my A1C, but it wasn't just the barbecue. It was also all the fried chicken. Like I used to go to Popeyes all the time and go to different places. And living in Alabama, anytime you go over to somebody's house, everything revolves around food and like who's cooking out this weekend and who's cooking this. So, I mean, it definitely played a role in everything, but it wasn't just a barbecue. But now the thing is, like, when I'm cooking barbecue for friends, I kind of feel bad whenever they want sugar sugar on the stuff because, like, let's say if I'm making ribs for me, I'll make them carnivore style. But if I'm
Mhm.
making them for other people, they're so used to the way I made ribs before that that's the rib that they want. They want the rib that was like had all this glaze and brown sugar and honey and butter, or sometimes I would do like the use mix up some type of jelly and put in it. And so that's the rib that they want. So I kind of feel bad serving it to them, but I'm like, I mean, they're adults and that's the ribs that they want. So I'll just cook my ribs and then I'll make them their way. And I've actually not been tempted. Like, I'll make smoked mac and cheese for people, and I make homemade smoked mac and cheese, and I know it tastes good because I've had it a bunch of times, but I'll make it and I'll be like, no, and I'll throw me something on the side that I can eat.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I've never had a smoked cookie or apple pie or anything, but that sounds really good.
It is
Uh,
amazing. It'll rock your
but
world, but don't try it. Don't try it because you'll want it every day.
yeah, Amber and Dan's Ketovore Life. I came in late earlier, trucker. What is your first name? How long have you been carnivore? How long have you been OTR? I'm assuming. Dan used to drive OTR. Um, well, my first name's Sean, which is kind of funny because whenever I watch you and Sean White, uh, whenever I see y'all talking, and I hear Sean, my ears perk up like you're all talking to me, but y'all aren't. I've been carnivore since January 1st of this year, so almost 6 months. Yeah, wait, yeah, almost completely 6 months. Um, and I've been OTR like 5 years since 2018. Um, I've been, let's see, yeah, I've been to 44 states. I haven't been to Maine, Montana, Oregon, Washington, and then, of course, Hawaii and Alaska. And I collect shot glasses from everywhere I've been, so I have like a big shelf full of shot glasses from all over the states. So, yeah, it's fun.
Got you. So you have a camper back when you're back home, right?
Yeah,
Got you.
yeah, I have it at my friend's house.
But you're not
Uh,
home very often.
no, dude, like when I was home last week, I think was the first time that I've been home since you and I have been like met.
Wow.
Yeah. 22Q Cats asked if how's it going with cutting out the bubbly stuff for you, Kip?
It hasn't actually been that bad. Like the first couple days it was bad like mentally and I was like, "Man, I sure miss my strawberry bubbly." But because I was so used to that flavor and everything. But I mean, after what I did was I went to only water for a few days because I was worried that if I tried these sparkling waters that don't have any natural flavor or like basically just carbonated water with nothing in it, that I was worried that I wouldn't like the way they taste because I've tasted them before and I didn't like them. So after like 3 or 4 days of only drinking water, then I drank one of these. What's it called? I have it over here. It's pure. Hold on, let me put it right here. It's kind of crooked, but it's a LaCroix
Oh,
Pure. And so basically, it's just sparkling water. All it has is carbonation in it. It says ingredients only carbonated water. So there's no natural flavors or anything in it. And I started drinking that. And when I drank one, I was like, dude, this is actually good. I don't know if mentally
right.
I'm tasting something sweet because I'm so used to not having anything or what, but it was way better than I thought it would be, and I've been drinking those ever since. When we were at the beach the other day, I bought 5 cases of them, and I have them, like, at the house, that way I have, plenty to last me a while.
Yeah, my favorite is Liquid Death. That one's my
Yeah.
favorite. Occasionally, I have the Perrier lime, and that's about as far as I go.
Have you tried the Topo Chico? Because I tried those
Oh
at the
yeah,
Loves. Those are
oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah. Those are good. Pamela wants to know who our favorite carnivores are to watch aside from each other.
Woo! I get
I think
worried when I try to make a list like that because,
someone
uh
might get insulted if we leave them or if we forget
yeah,
them.
because, like, a lot of the people that are on YouTube, like, um they know if you watch their channel a lot of times because like
Yeah,
you commenting and stuff like that. Like I see some people in here, like I watch Amber and Dan's Ketovore life. I watch their channel. I don't get to watch everything, but I watch what I can. And so any of y'all that wants to check out their channel, and there's other people that I watch intentional carnivore a lot. I guess I should I name a couple.
yeah. Go ahead, because I'm gonna name some. Come on.
Okay, I watch and if I miss your channel, I'm so sorry because like I like a lot of people's channels. I'm not gonna name the big dogs like Dr. Barry and all them. I'm not gonna name them because I do watch their channels, and most of y'all already know about them. Um,
Yeah.
but I watch. Well, he's pretty much a big dog too, him and his wife. But I watch Larry and Cassie a lot, from Carnivore Quest. I watch them. um I watch Ready Set Keto whenever I can. They're not carnivore, but they do carnivore challenges sometimes. Um I watch a smaller channel that I watch Aaliyah Wells. I watch her channel. Um Let me think. I'm
Yeah.
kind of
Shout
on
out
the
to Aaliyah.
spot. But yeah, I watch Ferrigno Freedom. He's a little bigger now, and sometimes I watch Carnivorous Me,
Yeah.
and I watch
She.
Lily Kane.
Yeah, Lily King.
I'm not sure if she's put any content out recently, but I used to watch Just Jane,
Yeah.
watching her
She.
journey. And there are some other small channels out there that I watch, but I can't honestly think of all of them right now when I'm on the spot. I'd have to write them down and then come back to y'all.
Yeah. Well, before this stream, I was watching Lauren Knight Hughes. That's a hard name for me to remember. I'm bad
I
with
watch her
names, but
sometimes too.
yeah, yeah, I like her. Ready Set Keto. I was gonna bring up Jess Jane. She's been infrequently uploading, but she's still on it. Last time I checked.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Kill Me Live.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. I watch Kill Be Live.
yeah. I'm trying to name some ones that you didn't already mention because I know everybody that you just mentioned.
Yeah,
Um,
I also
uh,
watch. I see he's in here too. Charger Mopar Rick. I watch his
yeah,
stuff whenever he puts videos out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's cool. Miss Imperfectly Perfect Keto. Uh,
Yeah, Sana.
I don't know if
Ain't
you
her? Yeah,
saw on,
Sana.
on her. Yeah, I don't know if you saw her. She was out for like 4 weeks because she had some medical problems, but I believe she's back. Yeah. So, well,
Yeah, I was
moving
wondering
on.
why I haven't seen anything in a while. I remember seeing some post about her going to the hospital or something, but I didn't
Yeah,
know many details about what went on or anything. So I'm glad that she's back for sure.
yeah, she's back. I saw her post
A
something.
lot you'll notice on at least on this carnivore journey, there's a lot of us that make content, we watch each other's videos. When I don't get to watch everything, but if I have time and I'm just sitting there and I'm bored or whatever, I'm scrolling through seeing what I can watch. And it's not just the big channels. I've see small channels or whatever sometimes, and I'm like, man, I like to watch their videos too because these are real regular people that are trying to change their life, and it's really, really cool. The community has been amazing for real. And I'm not
Yeah,
paid to say that. It has been amazing.
yeah. No, the carnivore community is really supportive. Cause I've tried YouTube before. I was the kilted trucker before I was the carnivore trucker, and I never got more than like 10 subscribers, and I was just like working out in a kilt in the, at the truck stops. It was gimmicky, but whatever. But
Yeah.
nerd culture is toxic. What's up, bro? What's up, Paul? Good to see you in here.
Uh, Oh, and
He's a,
also if anybody didn't know, the carnivore
mhm.
one thing cool about the carnivore trucker, he's really good at drawing. Like that logo that
Oh
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
on his channel, he drew that. And then also the logo for my channel that has me and my wife, my daughter, and my big Shirley smoker behind us, he drew that logo. And I appreciate you drawing that logo for me. And I just wanted to shout him out for that because it's cool that you did that for me, man.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Speaking of that, next week, next Sunday, because it's Father's Day and I'm not going to be able to get any guests on. I'm going to do a drawing stream. I'm either going to mess around with my logo or a buddy of mine. I'm going to be doing his logo, so I might do both. I don't know. So
Mhm.
that's what I'll be doing next Sunday. But Pamela, again, do you guys eat a lot of pork? I raise grass-fed, grass-finished cows, but I also raise pig for meat and rabbits. I try to incorporate some of all, but most carnivores stick with beef. Yeah, I love bacon, man. I mean, I have a bacon flag background. Come on.
I do, let's see, do you guys eat pork? I eat pork. I don't crave, like, pork chops as much as I used to. Sometimes I'll eat pork chops, but I like them to be bone in, and I like to see a good little trim of fat on them. Hold on, hey, somebody said I was reading a comment. I get sidetracked so easy.
Oh, you're
But,
good.
yeah, but as far as I mean, everybody loves bacon, so I do bacon, but I don't eat pork as much as I used to. But, I mean, I'm fine with it. But, somebody says they raise grass-fed finished cows, but and also pigs for meat and rabbit. I try to incorporate some. Yeah, me personally, I love pork chops and I love bacon and everything. Like I could eat bacon all the time, but I crave beef more than anything. Like I crave ribeyes, and I know that's expensive taste, but that like if I could pick my meal for the evening every day, it would be a ribeye if I just had my choice of what I'm gonna eat. But I mean, there are a lot of other things that I like to cook too. I like with pork, I like to do Boston butts a lot, and I used
Hmm.
to do like buy the little individual small pork tenderloins and then wrap them in bacon and smoke them, and they're really really good.
Man, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah, it's
Um,
good.
well, we're coming up on an hour between the two streams. Are you good on time, or we want to keep going?
Yeah, I'm good. We can go for, like, maybe 30 more minutes.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Timothy Cook, have either of you lost enough weight to begin working out, walking, weights, or other? Um, yeah. During the whole month of April, when we were doing the Carnivore Quest BBBE challenge, I announced on my channel that I was going to be working out 5 days a week, uh, and through that for the whole month of April, which I did. And to be honest, I need to get back at it. I haven't worked out but a handful of times since April. I really need to get back at it, but I have 250 pounds of weights in my truck right now. Like, um, it's getting to the point where if I go over the scale, I might get overweight, which has happened once. Once I had to go back to the shipper and have them uh, like take stuff off so that way it wouldn't be overweight. Which, by the way, government recommend or the government regulation is 80,000 pounds for the whole unit. Um, 14 14,000 pounds for the trailer, 14,000 pounds for the truck back axle, and like 12,000 for the front. So you have to play with it and balance it if you have a really heavy load like that. But um, man, I got sidetracked with that one.
So it sounds
But
like you
yeah,
just need some of those dumbbells that I sounds like you just need some of those dumbbells that I have on my wish list. Like there, have you seen the like adjustable dumbbells or whatever where you can like instead of having a ton of different weights, you can, just kind of set your weight and do it that way?
yeah. I kind of don't trust the ones that like click on there, but if the ones that you slide on there like a rec, those I,
Mhm.
to be honest, like I've already invested so much in my weights that I don't want to scrap them and start over.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you've already spent
But
the money, so I mean, at this
yeah,
point,
yeah,
but
and I know you said that you were waiting to exercise, like lose some more weight before you start exercising, because well, I don't want to speak for you, but you mentioned that you had a spinal bifida. Would you mind explaining that to me? Because I don't know what that is exactly.
okay, so and I didn't know much about it until I found out like a couple weeks ago that I was born with it, and it's basically like a mild form of spina bifida that like it causes some type of I guess a disc or something to be kind of like bulged out or something, and I
Hmm.
may be explaining it incorrectly right now, but it it can kind of affect you as you get older. You might feel it more and cause pain more or whatever. But it's not just, I found out when I was there, it's not just that causing the back issues. It's also because I mean, I carried so much weight for so many years, and there were certain muscles that, because I even sit not properly, I don't have the best posture. And it's because of when you have all that weight, you're just kind of slumped over carrying all that weight. And if you've never carried that much weight, you don't know what I'm talking about. And so you all that, I've kind of overworked certain muscles and not used other muscles at all. And so there's stuff that's so stiff in my back that like when I get up in the morning times, it like just like getting out of bed and putting on shoes or anything like that, like or picking up my daughter, like I feel like my back's gonna break. Even though it's not, it's just it feels like things want to lock up. So I decided recently to start doing a form of yoga. It's not the kumbaya type of yoga stuff. It's just like it's called DDPY, and I'm doing that to. I've only did it twice so far. I did it yesterday and today, and I'm trying to see if that will help me loosen up things in my back. Because if I could get more flexibility, and get a workout in at the same time, I think that would be good for me to get a workout in, get my heart rate up, and also help loosen up things in my back. Because that was why I was having a hard time walking. People were saying, "Why don't you just go for walks?" And I was trying to go for walks, but every time I would try to go for a walk, my back was hurting. And so I'm thinking that this will loosen things up to where I can walk because yes, I lost 80 pounds, but the pain in my back was still there. And so that's kind of what I'm working through right now. And I'm wanting to update everybody as the weeks go on how that's going so that, so that, so that, I can start walking and all that. Cause eventually I'd like to do some walks and film and things like that. But it's been hard to do it with my back being like that.
Yeah, yeah. I can sympathize a little bit with that because I have a compressed disc from bouncing around in this seat for 5 years.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Carnivore has helped immensely with that. The only time I really get pain from it is uh, when I overdo it with my workouts. Like one day I did 100 deadlifts in a video just to see if I could, and yeah, my back was feeling it with that.
Mhm.
So, well, John Geo
You
asked
still
if I'm
keeping up
able
with the
to.
comments?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I know I'm way behind, but
No, you're good.
Tucker, are you able to cook in your truck? Sorry if you already talked about this and I missed it. Yeah, I have one of those Oster electric skillets. I also have an induction heating thing, so that way I can cook with my cast iron pot that I have skillet. And yeah, if you go on my channel and look up the video that I made kind of recently of what I eat in a day, I walk you through me cooking on the truck. So yeah. And then Steph P asked, "What state is home for me?" I'm from Texas.
Texas. I love look, you would think that I'm from Texas because I've always had barbecue pits on my back porch and my life has always been barbecue. I love Texas. You might not love it, but I love the fact that I can go all over the place and find good barbecue at restaurants because a lot of people try to make barbecue and it's all, I don't know, like fake chain stuff. I like the barbecue places that are like mom and pop ran and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, mom and pop stuff's are cool. That picture you drew for Kipp is awesome. Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Charger, Rick, how could you not like bacon?
Let's see. He said, "But I love pork cooked slowly with a lot of fat." Yeah, I love it. That's why I like pork butt so much. And a lot of people keep asking me about like smokers and smoking meat and stuff like that. If you want to smoke meat and you don't know how, I would start with pork butt because it's so forgiving because it's got so much fat in it, and all the fat's good if you're on the carnivore diet anyway. And pork butts are usually cheap. Even around here, when they're on sale, I can get them for 99 cents a pound. Whenever they're not on sale, they're like $2 a pound, maybe 220, 230 a pound. But it's not an expensive piece of meat to cook with. And so like if you mess it up a little bit, you're not you're not out a whole lot of money. So that's a good thing. Like if you're wanting to learn how to smoke meat or whatever, start with pork butts.
Yeah, bacon, or I'm sorry, pork is super cheap right now. Pamela asked, I guess both of us, if we're noticing any loose skin or are you finding that it tightens up as you go. Um, I still have a gut, but I feel like my stretch marks are going away. So there's that. What about you, Kip?
Like Dr. Barry says, I still got a bad case of the Dunlap. So I'm wor I'm working on getting rid of the Dunlap, and, things are getting better. I mean, it'll be a while before I have to worry about skin tightening up and everything, which I'm not doing this for, like, the most amazing physique in the world. I'm doing this for good health, so I'm not super worried about loose skin. If it's to the point where I need to have surgery to get things removed, then, I mean, I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but I'm not trying to, like, get the most best beach bod or whatever, and, I guess I'm not doing it for, like, vanity purposes. I'm doing this so that I can be around my family. So, if I have some little bit of loose skin or even a good bit of loose skin, if it's not affecting me, I'm not super worried about it because I see the loose skin as like scars of like, look what I did, look what I accomplished. Because uh being as heavy as I was for that long, I mean, like if I can actually get that weight off, even though I might have some loose skin, I'll still be proud. I'd much rather have loose skin than stay almost 500 pounds any day.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of feel like well, it's like half vanity. Like I do want to look good, but at the same time, um, I don't want to die of cancer like my mom did. So,
No.
but, but yeah, speaking of Dunlaps, um, at my heaviest, I was developing a dickadoo, if you know what that is.
Yeah, I know what that is.
That was my motivate one of my motivations when I first started. So,
Yeah.
but Abe Larson wants to know why isn't anyone talking about seafood? It's very good for you, lots of nutrition, and I agree. Like I mentioned, well, I don't think I mentioned on the stream, but during the weekdays, I usually eat ground beef, and then on the weekends, I don't time restrict, and I'll eat steaks and the occasional bit of seafood, which is like salmon, which yeah, I had last night, which it was just one of those the little thin packet with the little thin slices of salmon from wild caught Norwegian, yeah, yeah, and yeah, just eat it raw like that. It's really good. And then occasionally I'll get like a salmon fillet. So
Yeah. Yeah, like John said, I just seen where John said in the comments that Kip loves seafood. I don't know why everybody's got problems with seafood. I love it. Like I grew up close to the Gulf Coast, so I love me some shrimp. Whenever I was on speaking of salmon, like you said, when we were on that trip, there was one day we went out to eat and I got salmon as my meal, and then I told them put me 2 orders of grilled shrimp on top of the salmon. And they were like, "Well, what about your sides?" I said, "No, I don't want the sides. You can. I don't. I just want the salmon, and I want 2 orders of shrimp. Thank you." And I pigged out on it. And then later on that same day, we were in like this store that we have down here called Rouse's. It's like a Cajun store, a Cajun grocery store. And so we were in there, or I was in there, and I was like, man, they got some boiled shrimp right here. And so I got me a bag of boiled shrimp and I ate them in the car. And yes, my hands stunk afterwards, but I didn't care. I love seafood. So like I'm the last person to be hating on seafood. And I do realize that like I think my buddy Sean from Intentional Carnivore, I think he was saying something about like when he eats shrimp, it might cause him some type of issues. And I mean, of course, if it causes you issues or it's making you stall or making you itch or if it's affecting you, don't eat it. Because I don't
yeah,
think you have to have it, but I think that there's a lot of good nutrients in different seafood and things like that. And I've heard Dr. Berry talk about like the iodine. You can get iodine and things like that from seafood. And there's like a lot of animals, if they're so far away from like if they're raised so far away from the coastline, there's not much iodine getting into your diet or whatever. But
mhm.
from seafood and things like that, I mean you can get a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, seafood's great for iodine and um, yeah. I used to eat like sardines and mackerel in the can. Those were good.
Yeah, I
Um,
enjoy them. I enjoy those. I actually have some in my pantry, but I've noticed it's crazy. I used to live in my pantry grabbing stuff, but now that I'm a carnivore, I forget what's in the pantry now. I almost forget that I even have a pantry because everything that I eat comes out of the refrigerator.
yeah,
So,
it's funny. It's funny. I used to keep like my canned goods and stuff in a shelf that's up there, and now I just put like my grill when I'm not using it. I put it up there, and it's pretty much the only thing that's up there besides like spare salt.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, because I had to go look in the pantry for something, and I was like, man, I forgot all this stuff was even in here. Yeah.
Well, Will Han, uh, many with spinal bifida have lots of other health issues. Looks like Kipp has not had to deal with those worst issues. So sounds like you're
Yeah.
getting off lucky.
Yeah, I am because like I've said on my channel that like I have a mild form of it, and so I have to count my blessings. I mean, a lot of people have it way worse than I do, and I mean I'm thankful that I don't, but you know I kind of feel bad for the people that struggle bad with it because I mean like when I had issues with my shoulder, that hurt me worse than this does actually. Like, but the difference is this affects my walking. I could always keep my shoulder still. It might be constantly hurting, but I could keep my shoulder still and I could still go do things. But when it's your back, it affects like you getting up and doing anything. So that part sucked, but thankfully it hasn't been hurting as bad as what my shoulder used to hurt because before I started carnivore, my shoulder was hurting bad. Like there was a lot of times I would like if you had seen me type at work because I have a desk job. If you had seen me
Hmm.
type at work and drag my arm across the keyboard, it my shoulder was bad. It was locked up pretty good, and within a couple weeks of starting carnivore, the pain just completely stopped. So it was definitely food related, and whenever switched over to the proper human diet, everything got better.
Yeah, this carnivore diet like really helps with joint pain. But John wants to know if you've tried on the speedo yet.
Oh, yeah, I was in the live chat with Intentional Carnivore. I think it was earlier today, and we were talking about me doing that DDPY yoga or whatever. And Sean was like, "Dude, you didn't." He said in the chat, he's like, "Dude, you didn't film yourself doing the yoga or whatever." Like he said, "I can't believe you didn't film it and put it on there for us." So I said that I was just joking with him. I said, "Yeah, the next time I film it, I'm gonna wear a speedo for everybody and let them get a good show." And
That's
they were all cracking up in the chat, of course. And then somebody said in the chat, they said, "Dude, if you do that, you're gonna get demonetized." But yeah,
you
we
put
were
it.
just having a good time in the chat. A lot of us carnivores, we just like to have a good time.
Oh yeah, yeah for sure. You can put it up on your OnlyFans.
Yeah, it
But
might pay
Pamela,
better. It might pay better.
Right, right.
there's a market for everything.
Yeah.
Pamela Simmons asked a dumb question, but does your truck have a bed in it? And do you feel anxiety being in such close quarters? Yeah, I have a bed. Chase in there, and I have a. You can show you all my mess, but I have a TV in there with my Xbox. I have a nice tray right here, which I have my laptop, which really sucked at live streaming, so I decided to use my phone. Let's see. I used to be I used to have anxiety about like being in the closed quarters, but I've been doing it so long that it doesn't bother me at all anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, I couldn't show y'all my bedroom because if I showed y'all my bedroom, that you might if I zoom the camera in on my bedroom, you might see some bloomers or something
Yeah, I
laying
was about
around
to
all
say
over the
you're
place.
gonna have to hide your speedos.
Yeah.
But Charger Mopar question. You mentioned back issues. I have an extremely rough riding truck and spend a lot of time in skid steers, but never had a back problem. Could the carnivore diet be a factor? No, actually, I know exactly why uh, I have the back issues, and it was because of a skateboarding injury that I had back when I was a teenager. And when I went to the chiropractor, um, like that spot, like I used to be able to pop my back in that spot until that injury, and then I couldn't. And then I went to the chiropractor, and they took a X-ray, and he was like, you have a compressed disc here, and I'm like, well, that
Mhm.
makes sense. 'Cause that's where that injury was. So bouncing in the truck probably didn't help it, but I know carnivore diet definitely helped it.
Yeah. And see, Charger Mopar's been carnivore for like, I don't know, probably like 40 something years. So that
Yeah, he's
may actually be helping him to like a preventative thing from having as many issues because been so strict carnivore. He's not, because a lot of things are caused from like the inflammation and things like that as well. So, I mean, I'm sure being carnivore for that many years is not hurting him at all.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I know he's a carnivore veteran. So,
Oh yeah.
well, Ada Larson. My favorite U.S. states are Texas, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, Montana, and the two Dakotas. Uh, the Dakotas are amazing. It kind of sucks to, well, kind of silly for me to say it, but especially during the winter, just because I don't know, there's something about it being up there and it being that cold. It's just, I mean, it really sucks to drive through it, but there's something kind of magical about it at the same time. Um, I kind of fell in love with the East Coast, like being up by like Massachusetts, New Hampshire, like that area, especially when you get to the through the coastal small towns. You roll down the windows and you smell fish and chips. There's just something about it that really, I don't know. Like I would love to go out there and visit like on my own time where I'm not driving a truck through these really crappy, not meant for semi truck New England roads. But
Yeah,
yeah, also
I like the states that have like backwoods country area, and like I like all the states that were named right there. I haven't been to North Dakota. I've been to South Dakota, Montana, Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, and of course I live in Alabama. So the only one I haven't been to is one of the Dakotas. But I like the more rural areas. Like if I had to live in a big like a big city, I would not enjoy that at all. Um I like I like it where I can go outside and do what I want to. I like my privacy. I pick with people like if I where I live at right now, if I wanted to get out there on my lawnmower butt naked and cut grass, I could. And nobody, nobody would know, and I wouldn't have nothing to worry about. Or if you want to shoot guns out in my backyard or whatever, nobody's going to say anything. But if you live in some big city or have a homeowners association or whatever, you can't even pop fireworks for the 4th of July or something. I just uh I like living in the country.
yeah, yeah. I live in a small town, about an hour away from San Antonio and Austin, and I live out in the sticks, and I could open up the door from my camper and take a leak out the door. Nobody cares. My friend that I have my camper parked on his property. I'm renting a spot of his land. He literally has a gun range in his backyard, and it's great. I love living out in the country. I've lived in San Antonio for about 7 years, and I don't want to go back to the city. I'm a country boy too.
Yeah, I'm just thankful that to even have internet, and I do the best I can with the connection. And I know I go back and watch some of my lives sometimes, and they buffer bad. But you got to think, I live in a small town in South Alabama, and I don't have anybody that lives so close to my house that like I'm just thankful that we have an internet connection out here. So
Right,
I do the best I can.
right, right. Before I get to Margie's Margie, before I get to her comment, we're coming up at an hour and a half. If you need to go,
We'll
um,
do like we'll do like to 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes. Okay. And by the way, because Kip has to leave in 10 minutes, obviously, but I'll stay on and finish through the comments. So if you're on Kip's side, and because I can still read all your comments on both our
Mhm.
channels. So if Kip leaves, come back onto my channel, and if you have a comment that I haven't gotten to yet, and I'll get to yours.
And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. Like I've been following his channel ever since I started the carnivore diet, and it's him
Wow.
and some other smaller channels that we all kind of started around the same time, and we've been supporting each other ever since the beginning and helping each other out. Like I said, he drew my logo for me, so y'all check out his channel and subscribe to it and show him some love, support him.
I appreciate that, man. And yeah, if anybody on my channel hasn't subscribed to Kip, you should. He's a great
Thank
guy,
you.
and I'm kind of surprised that you like have been following me for that long. Because I'm so like such a small channel, and didn't really start out big or anything. You know what I mean? You blew up
Well,
like
I didn't either. I didn't start out big. Like I started out like I picked up my camera one day and just started filming.
yeah, I
So
did the
I
same
didn't
thing.
start out big. We're just regular guys.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, okay. Margie, I'm gonna say Margie. Dugan. I am doing a 30 days. I'm sorry, 3 day sardine fast. Loving it on keto. June challenge. The 3 day challenge starts this Tuesday. Harry and Wendy are more carnivore rather than keto. So yeah, that's cool. I've been tempted to try it. I've been tempted to try it.
I mean, I think it's probably a cool idea, but I don't want to really personally. I don't want to do something that I'm not gonna do continually. Like I want to like that's kind of why I'm trying to cut out the bubbly because I think that's something that I can manage and I can I can manage eating steaks and hamburgers and all that stuff and the occasional hot dog or whatever. But like if I was gonna like make sardines something that's like always in my diet and that's the only thing that I was eating, then that's fine. But I don't for me, I don't see the point for me to do something for 3 days or whatever and then switch back. Like
I
I
heard that
mean,
there's I heard that there's some sort of lasting impact that it does to your metabolism. I really can't
maybe
remember
I
this.
don't know.
I really can't remember the science of it. Ketogenic woman covered that too. 5 minute body and ketogenic woman. But yeah, like you said, there, I really wish I was more versed in that.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it.
Yeah. If you switch on your autophagy system and run on ketones, you will have zero loose skin. OMAD, intermittent fasting, makes your muscles bigger and skin tighter. It's another win-win for ketovore. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Like, if you do some fasting, it usually helps with skin, with your skin. Are you talking about Will Hand Trucker? That stuff can have hidden sugars. Are you talking about that Perrier? Uh, yeah, with that natural flavoring that's in there. I know what you mean. I'm a little suspect of it, but I usually just go for the
That's the reason
plain.
I stopped drinking bubbly.
Yeah,
Because the bubbly has natural flavors in it, and natural flavors apparently can mean a lot of different things, or that I've heard that they can use the word natural flavors to get away with putting a lot of stuff in there that you don't need. Um, and I mean, that's why some people, instead of doing that, they will just take water and then put a little bit of lemon juice in it. Like they'll buy like a big thing of lemon juice and just squeeze a little bit in there. And yes, there are some carbs in the lemon juice, but at least they know what the extra flavor is instead of just trusting some big corporation that's making some product and putting natural flavors on there.
yeah,
But
yeah. They can natural flavors mean could mean anything. I completely agree.
yeah,
Uh, Renaissance man wants to know how your bubblies is going. I know we covered
It's
that
been
earlier,
going
but
good. And I guess I'll kind of answer that other question from someone asked too, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bubblies. The bubbly challenge has been going good, and I also decided to completely cut out cheese for this month and see how things goes because I had been I had been I would say in a stall. So I'd got down to 406 pounds from like 482 pounds at the beginning of the year, and so I was trying to get in the 300 club, and I kind of hit a stall, and it went for weeks, and then on top of the stall, and I think the bubblies might have been affecting things. And then, of course, eating the cheese was affecting things. And then on top of the stall, I also had that cheat day where I had well, it was a cheat meal and then a cheat dessert, but it wasn't like the whole day. But I had like cookies and then I had Taco Bell for supper that night. And so that kind of, I call it worse than a stall, honestly, because I actually put on 11 pounds. 11 pounds.
like in one
so
day.
I so like that's a lot of weight. But the crazy thing is, like, I've pretty much lost all of that since I started in June because that was like the day before June or 2 days before June. So I'm down right now to like 407, I think. I think I'm around 407. So I'm right back to where I was. So the 11 pounds is pretty much almost gone. I've lost like 10 pounds of that. And so I'm hoping that the rest of this month is it's like a fresh start right now that I
Hmm.
can get some weight off and lose some weight this month. And if not, I'm probably just going to keep doing what I'm doing now for June with the cutting out the cheese because it stalls me and cutting out the bubbly. I think I'm just going to keep doing that next month as well.
Yeah. Um, by the way, speaking of your June challenge, I don't know if you saw, but I announced that I was going to give up dairy for June. Yeah,
How's
I
that
already
going?
failed. I already failed that. I
Ah,
had
well,
I
hey,
had
look, July will be here before you know it.
yeah, yeah, true. But I mean, I can always keep on going without it. But yeah, yesterday and Friday, I bought a thing of kefir. So I sipped on that for yesterday and Friday, and then yeah, it was just kefir is really hard for me to find on the road. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it. You know?
Oh, I just realized that semi-retired Bob's in the chat. Most of y'all probably already know who he is, but earlier people were asking about channels that we watch, and I forgot to mention Bob's channel. He's one of the channels that I love to watch. Him walking all the time, and doing all the things that he's able to do now because of carnivore is inspiring to me for real. And I've actually been on his channel, and he's
Hmm.
a genuine person. He's a good guy.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, because I'm way behind in the comments.
Oh,
But like I
you're
said,
good.
I'm gonna stay behind and get through all the comments. But yeah, I want to talk to semi-retired Bob because he used to be a retired truck driver, so we would have something to talk about.
Email him.
Uh, okay, yeah, yeah. Uh, but Aid Larson, tinned fish often comes with sugars and seed oils. Make sure they only get tinned fish and brine or spring water. Mackerel and sardines are available in tins with no seed oils or sugars. Be aware. Yeah, that's one thing that it's been a while since I bought tinned fish, but that's one thing that I was really aware of or tried to avoid. But I think we're past hour and a half now.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off of here that way I can get ready for bed and everything. But everybody that's watching from my channel, if y'all want to switch over to the Carnivore Truckers channel, or I don't know, I'm not sure if it'll keep y'all in the chat, but if it don't, he's gonna keep going over some of the comments. I just have to get in bed because I have to go to work early in the morning. But it was good to chat with y'all and appreciate you chatting with me tonight, Carnivore Trucker. And sorry we had to jump chats at one time because we had a spammer in the chat. And thankfully, since we came back up, we haven't had to deal with the spammer. But everybody have a good night. And see, Bob's already said send me an email and he'll talk to you. Bob's a good dude.
All right.
Just talk with him, man.
All right. Yeah.
But anyway,
Um.
I'm gonna hop off of here, and all of y'all have fun in the chat.
All right. Thanks for coming down, man. It was great talking to you.
All right.
Dr. Barry talked about turning down the carb dial. When I take in any carbs now, I could fully feel the bad results. I know the only thing that would truly work is zero carbs for me. Yeah. Like that's kind of weird because that he would say that. I think. Well, I think certain people who are like super insulin sensitive, I think he recommends to keep in a little bit of carbs. But for me, I did best with strict carnivore, the BBE. Uh, I lost 10 pounds in a month with that. But to be honest with y'all, I'll have little cheats like that cheesecake that I made with a little bit of honey and berries. Um, I'll I'll have like cheat meals like that when I'm home, which is only basically a week out of every 2 months. So it's I think it's you'd have a little bit like that in moderation, in my opinion. But it might be easier for me because I'm on the road and it's easier to be strict while I'm on the road, as you wouldn't really think that, but currently I'm doing it. Janet, I used to be a trucker and pilot car driver. We made it work. Oh, that's cool. So you were carnivore while doing truck driving too? Um, I'm surprised that carnivore trucker that username wasn't taken on YouTube. To be honest. Oh yeah, hanky spanky. I love the username. Meat will be an issue in the future. Already an issue now. Food prices are skyrocketing, and everything is skyrocketing. Um, that's why I don't eat steaks every day. That's why I save it for the weekends. Um, it's just cheaper to buy like four of the 5 pound tubes of ground beef and eat that throughout the week or throughout the weekdays. Um, that's been what I've been doing, and it's been working out. Ah, Janet, I'm still struggling from time to time with feeding my emotions. I'll be 60 days carnivore on Wednesday, but have some cheats in there, but I am down 23 pounds. Hey, you're down 23 pounds. That's something to be proud of. Um, like I just said, I occasionally have like cheat meals that, you know, oh yeah, and not to mention like chocolate, because especially when I was on sad diet, chocolate was a big thing for me. I'll still have it occasionally. Usually when I'm home, like I said, like a week out of every 2 months, I'll have like 100% coca or 90 to 80% coca, and I'll limit myself to only one serving per sitting, and that's usually like 11 grams of carbs, like 5 grams of sugar, and that's my guilty pleasure, to be honest, because like I said, I love chocolate. I've always loved chocolate my whole life, so that's something that I I cut out of my diet for the most part, but I can do it in moderation, which is something really weird because I've never been able to do moderation for anything. Like especially when I was smoking, it was all or nothing, and that's what I had to do. John Geo trucker, that was my dream when I was a kid to have a rig with a sleeper. My favorite show moving on about truckers. They had a really cool Peterbilt to Max. I don't know that movie. I'm sorry. I know about Convoy. That was a good movie about truck drivers. But it's funny that you say that because I never had a dream of being a truck driver. I was always dreamt about being an artist. So, but I never pursued that because there's hardly any money on that at all, and it's a really big struggle for artists. So it's basically my hobby, and trucking is my money maker. But yeah, I kind of fell into it from a Facebook ad for Pam Transport, which was my first company. Ada Larson, let's eat, let's just eat kale, spinach, and do bugs. Eat the bugs, peasants. Eat the bugs. Margie, Janet, 20. Oh yeah, 23 pounds down is wonderful. I've fallen too, but it was only trying to eat. Yeah. Ah, here's a good one. Will Hand, trucker, are you rigged up with a generator on your truck or set up to run on the diesel? I'm in a Freightliner. Some of the newer Freightliners have the APUs, which is the generator in the back for your interior comfort. But my truck has a setting here on the dash where you just leave the key on. Oh, excuse me. You leave the key on and turn on interior comfort, and it's got a thermometer in the back. So if it gets too hot in the back, it'll turn the engine on and run the AC. So, and it does that for when the battery gets too low. Ada Larson, humans are supposed to live in nature. Yeah, I agree. But unfortunately, that's not the reality we live in. We, I kind of feel lucky because I'm seeing America, and I get to stop at these places and take Chase for a walk, go explore. Um, it's not ideal, but uh, but yeah, it's something. It's more than what most people get to experience. So I feel lucky about doing that. What's up, Scorpion Trucker? Thanks for tuning in from Arkansas. I am in the Denver area right now. Sorry, I'm going through these comments trying to find a good one. There's a lot of it that's just y'all talking, which is, that's what y'all are supposed to do. I know I'm being very entertaining right now. There's semi-retired Bob. Yeah, that's what I was telling him. He like, cause he said he could cook for like 600 people with his Shirley. So, so I asked him when the meetup is. Yeah, Amber and Dan's Ketovore Life, cheese and dairy staples me. I cut it out. I think I'm in a plateau right now because of dairy. But it's yeah, I was doing so good in April, but then I started eating dairy and cheese again, and yeah, I know I'm stalling. Like I could feel it. Yes, Janet. If you missed it earlier in the stream, I got this from a guy on Instagram. His username is Carnivore JT. Go to his Instagram page, and he has a merch store, and that's where you find it. He also has one that says only meats, like OnlyFans. I have that one too. Yeah, eight essential fats and proteins, no essential carbs. That is exactly right. Mm, Janet. Oh, Janet. My problem when I cheat for the sweetness, it's like for any addiction, I can't have even one. I think it's been long enough to where I can just have one, which I've never been able to do like that. Oh, Will Hand, hey trucker. I lasted about 4 weeks in a truck, and the pace and bad food habits knocked me out fast. Glad to see you, trucker, living carnivore. Yeah, it's rough out here. Like I said, when I first started, I was like started trucking. I was around 215, 220, and then at my heaviest in January, I was like 260, 250, and I was just eating like all the crap that's here at the truck stops. So, hey trucker, oh from Scorpion Trucker. Hey trucker, I gotta run. I have to get up early for my delivery tomorrow. Happy to hear you guys are staying with this lifestyle. We'll be posting my keto pancake video tomorrow. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I need to get in touch with you. I know you're probably not here in the chat, but yeah. Mm. Janet, no carnivore when trucking was years ago. The deal now is all I only buy meat, but it's just me. I can eat ground anything. Yeah, ground anything. Oh, semi-retired Bob, you live in Texas? Uh, yeah, we're gonna have to have a talk. Charger Mopar, living roar. I can never say that word. Roar. I feel like I'm having a stroke trying to pronounce that word. I wonder if anyone will buy live cattle from your local rancher. then fed, then grass finished yourself. That's a good idea, but not a lot of people can afford to do that. Oh, Janet, correction, I can't eat anything ground. That's strange, but everybody's journey is different, I suppose. Like I can't eat eggs. I don't know what it is. I get a couple bites in and I want to throw up, like physically nauseous. It's so annoying because I used to love eggs. I do want to try like duck or quail eggs. Semi-retired Bob, the company I retired from stopped buying APUs. The maintenance costs more than burning fuel at night. That's a good point. Wheel hand truck life was not for me. Only lasted 4 weeks. Sorry. We might take you up on that, Will. I could cook for about 300 on my cooker. Holler at me when the cook is set up. We'll definitely keep you in mind. Oh, Janet, I used to be able to. I used to stop at the truck stops and get like a whole pint of ice cream. Dairy and ice cream are my enemy. Yeah, I used to do that. That used to be my weakness. Yes, Will Han. I have an envy for Kipp's pit. His pit is nice. I want to get one of the Santa Monica styles. Janet, while on the eggs trucker, I would be lost without eggs. Yeah, like I said, I used to love eggs, but it's just I can't. I used to even mix them up in the ground beef patties that I make for my lunches every day. But even then, it just started to get to me, so I had to cut them completely out. I'm gonna try to go like 6 months without eggs and try reintroducing them and see how it goes. Uh, TK, do you think being a carnivore is more of a mental challenge than a physical challenge in terms of eating only meat? For some people, I think there's a big mental challenge for that because there's been taught that red meat is bad and all that. Um, and everybody's been pushed this vegan propaganda type thing. I call it propaganda, but not to dunk on vegans, even though I do. But anyway, yeah, like I have a certain family member who like they don't like the taste of red meat or steak, and I'm like, because I want them to go carnivore, and because I'm sure it would really help with their health, at least in my opinion. I want them to at least try, which she has said that she would try. So, but it's like they're gonna have to get over that mental hurdle, and I can't really sympathize with that because even when I was doing like a sad diet, I always loved meat. I always like if my plate didn't have some sort of meat on it, I didn't like it. So I guess it was more easier for me in that way to go carnivore. Thank you for subbing, Amber and Dan's Carnivore Live. Oh, Janet, I need to plan a trip to LA. See Kipp from Iowa. LA is in Louisiana because I love Louisiana. Semi-retired Bob. Give it another few months. I went through a period where eggs made me sick several months. Now I'm back to a few dozen a week. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it pretty soon. Maybe another month or two. Yeah, reintroduce eggs might be allergic an allergy for now. Kip, what are you still doing here? They haven't updated the website in a year. Search fans of Shirley Fabrication on Facebook. Amber and Dan Ketovore Life. I have an egg aversion too. There is a certain way I make them, and I can't eat them. I can eat them all day. How do you make it? Because I've tried just eating just the yolks. I've tried just eating just the whites, and they both still make me sick. So I mean, I've even tried boiling it, deviled eggs, which I freaking love deviled eggs. I they make me sick. It's so annoying, man. Janet, sugar is also an addiction, so we have brain damage from carbs and sugar all our life. Yeah, in a way. No, my name is Shawn. Kip, cooking a steak in my birthday suit before bed. That's the way to do it, man. Just don't cook any bacon. Uh, where did Kip go? He had to go to bed and then get back in the chat for some reason. Oh, and I think I'm finally caught up with the chat. Um, let's see. Last chance? Is there anything else you wanna ask me before I log off and get this going? Because Chase needs a walk. I know he does. 5 more seconds. Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right, y'all. Well, oh yeah, Kip needs to go to bed. Well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna end this stream here. It was great talking to y'all. Semi-retired Bob, I'm gonna have to send you an email. Uh, Steph P, thanks, Trucker. Yeah, thank you for, like I said, thank you for coming on. Thanks for interacting. Thank you. Been great. Thanks for the convo. Yeah, it's been a great conversation. Eat more meat. That's right. Make beef great again. Yes. Uh, Amber Dan's Keto Life. Thanks. Nice to meet you. Yeah, it was great. This was a fun one. And fat. Yeah. Missed the other live. It should be up there. It should be up on my channel at least. Ah, every time I go. Okay. Carnivore Kipp. Take care, everyone. Man, what are you doing here? Go to bed. Go to bed. Okay. I'm going now. I'm not going back to my chat. Y'all drive safe out there. Remember to eat bacon and keep trucking.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. I am done. Get out!
Fuck me. Is that it? Oh, well, fuck that. Absolutely.